Hello, this is the news of Lisa Luciarden here in Internationally. I want to discuss the immigrants and also issues that are all related to the immigrants and what happened prior to President Trump getting in and what we need to work on. Thank you so much. This is Lisa Luciarden. Thank you very much. This is from the book In God's Power, America Save Our Legacy. We have to ask the question, why did Biden and Kamala, why did they have open borders and let all these geopolitical criminals in? We don't, one out of every four immigrants are abused in their traffic, and they're directly related to the geopolitical powers of criminals under the 9 cartels in the world. And one of the big cartels is China, that deal with criminals that are immigrants and bring them to our country. But the thing is, why did they bring, this is the question, why did they allow all these immigrants to come in and spend $60 billion on immigrants and only $6 billion on vets? And when we had all these things going on, they spent $60 billion on immigrants and $6 billion on vets. This is terrible. That gave their life to us. Now, but this was going on before they let them in. There's 325,000 children missing in USA and thousands in the hurricane. Where are they all? This book was written in God's Power, America, our miracle. In God, our miracle, America. The war with Russia and Ukraine under Kamala and Biden kept the war because the making of military tools with 3 companies in USA to get monies for commodities from Ukraine. When Putin wanted to stop in 2022, I pleaded and asked for trade commodities in the beginning of the war. Robert Francis Kennedy, RFK, stated that in Ukraine, we could have paid for the homeless across USA. But they didn't. They weren't able to do it. And Trump and the team, because I'm on Trump's team, but I speak up when things need to be corrected. We're going to talk about that Social Security. You do not turn that Social Security off. Then, number 3, initial stoppage of the oil well drilling resulted in 140,000 jobs losses and almost double the number of people who did not hire other services because of their loss of income. It just wasn't 140,000 jobs lost. It's all the people that didn't use the services of the people they hired because of loss of income. Also, they needed to help write up oil leases. They weren't able to write up oil leases, so they had all the oil leases down the hill. And then there's also in making money on fracking is the scrap of oil, like turkey soup. When Thanksgiving, you have leftover turkey soup, and it could go for weeks if you put it in the freezer and you take it out, or even a couple of days you just put it in the refrigerator and bring meals. And they also weren't able to do that. And many small oil wells had to shut down in Texas. This is very serious. My name is Lisa Luciarden. Arise to God's Truth, our need to give to the world. My books are now In God's Power, America Save Our Legacy. In God's Justice, nations save their legacy. This relates to all of us. Today, under Biden and Kamala, they printed the most money dollars in existing of any time in the country. We pay the surplus checks to citizens during CCP lockdown. They did not need to do lockdowns. We have the highest debt. They don't need to do lockdowns because, and I discussed that because I was in the medical practice. I'm a specialty, an expert in medical issues and related to the country. And in my expertise, I told them they didn't have enough statistics in the beginning, way on, to bring lockdowns and also vaccinations. And why would they open the borders and let immigrants in when their country has commodities to build and take care of them? And they let in more than 1 million prisoners. There is a treason to our Constitution. This is terrible. A treason to American people. There's so much going on. And I saw there's 3 states. Look it up. It was Maryland or Minnesota, St. Louis. 3 are completely gone. The whole states need to be restored. And I have an idea for that. And we're going to ask Fink, Blackrock and State Street in Vancouver. We're going to work together with him and ask him, because he has all the properties. Now we need to develop skills. And I'm not getting off track because it all relates. It all relates. All this relates to what's happening in America. We are going to build skills in our education system. That's why we cannot completely take it down. We need every child at a high school has to come out with a skill that's related to the restoration of our America. That should be a law, a new law. Every child that comes out of high school has to have a skill that's related to the restoration of America, because we have our education is obsolete. Obviously, it's way down to the 40th percentile. But I have ideas to rebuild those countries, and we're going to do it. And we're going to get the skills of the people to do this. And in some instances, they could get it in 3 months. But we need to clear those people out and help them. And I bet you those homeless people, at least 60% have skills, but they need to be cleaned up and they need to heal. Let's go on. The question is, why did they bring all the immigrants? It's a big, big problem. We owe $800 billion to China. Do you know? And I didn't know this until I wrote this book, because people help me, even though I'm independent. They give me, all of a sudden it pops up on my computer, because my computer is controlled by certain people. They took it right before Elon Musk got in RFK, because I asked them to come in to bring Elon Musk, but not to clear out each office. We need to save those offices, and the things that are crime, blatant crime and proven, then we can take that out. But not every office cannot be take out, because those offices built the structure of our America, and it's not all bad. It's still existing, but we do have so much corruption and crimes. We are not going to take out every office. We need to clear it with a fine-tooth comb. And the things that are crime, that are relevant, we are going to take that out. When it's relevant, we still have to make sure it's passed through. But we're not going to take out every office. You cannot take the substance of the hands of the direction of the substance of a country, of a state, and take the hands away from it. The hands got in the mud, okay? Our America got in the mud. Their fingertips weren't the light of God. Their fingertips weren't totally the light of God. They failed, okay? We agree with that, but we still have some light in America. So by taking out every office and taking it off and firing all the people is taking out the hands that was meant to use for the glory and success of a nation. And just like that man said, the leader, the Democratic leader today, said that we haven't hired people in the federal government, but they spend more money and there's a lot of crime. And I disagree. I think we should look at the Social Security, and I'll get on that right now, Social Security offices, but there has to be an agreement, an addendum, that we're not going to cut people off for Social Security. And you know who's interested in that? It's Fink. So come on, Mr. Fink, I need your help. I've been asking, my name's Lisa Luciardin. I've been asking to work with you, You are going to help us. You're going to help us restore America, because God's allowed you, or the fate has allowed you to have all this property, and we are going to put some of that property back in the hands of the people. But I need your help with the education to make demands in educators, and because they have to know accounting, they have to know survival skills, and they have to have a relevant education that is relevant to the restoration of America. All the education should be relevant to how to restore America's problems today, and also creativity. And she said, she's going off topic. No, a country in the future, in the present, the way that people are educated determines what your country is going to come out to be. The proven facts that the people that are better educated and follow through on jobs and education, have good skills, they survive. That shows in the states. When a state is wealthier and they have better education, that's conservative and not woke, like California, everyone left. But education is directly related. Education and skills, job skills, are directly related to a country's restoration. And that's why we need to have the proper education that's related to America now, of restoration. And we could do this, but we need to have skills. They need to have skills. And we need to have skills that are relevant to what needs to be corrected. Let's go on. Do not close up Social Security, and we need to have a very severe meeting on that. And we need to look at Social Security. I believe we need, but we cannot take Social Security away from the people. We need to look at it. And if there's some fraud, if there's some crime, then we have to take it with a fine-tooth comb and take it. Is it true? Are there facts enough to obsolete that person out? Or for example, if the person was 150 years old, things like that. And so many, and then also Social Security, there was 10 people that had one Social Security number and given to the immigrants. And we need to realize, let's continue. I wanted to make sure I got that in about the Social Security education, because they take a lot of my stuff off and it's not shown. But this all relates. Why would they bring all the immigrants in when we have all these problems? Correct? My name is Lisa Luciardo. Look me up, lisaluciardo.com and ariseToGodstruth.com. Please support us. I've been working on this for years. In 2012, I wrote a book, Our Need to Give to the World, and I said that the government spending, I didn't say just look at offices. It's written down there. It's a chart. It's a chart that has a foundation of Habermas and Pope Benedicto about dialectic secularization of immorality, morality, and reason and religion. Okay, because I am studied under the Dominicans and the Jesuits, but also the Christians. But I studied independently on many economists. You can look at my work, and I'm sorry they took me off LinkedIn. So let's go here. Then why would they have the lockdowns when we have so much debt? We printed the most money ever in the time of any country, and we have the most debt. And I saw a clip of JFK. He has one, but I wrote this book way ahead. This book was written before November. And they took the information and they wouldn't let me publish the book until after President Trump got in. And then, but these are statistics that were written in 2024 and before 2024, between 2020 and 2024 and even earlier. We owe 80 billion to China. We pay the debt through your taxes. China uses the money for the Red Army. See the military chart? The military chart there. And I asked in this book, and I noticed Doge, Elon Musk, and it's too bad I was supposed to be directly working on the team, that's what I got in prayer when I asked him to come on the team. He wasn't political before, okay? And so he's my comrade, but I'm responsible to tell what needs to be done. I'm the originator of what was told to do. But President Trump and my ideas always line up. Most of the time, except not to close every darn office. And don't fire all those federal employees. They need to be assessed. And the ones that have done crime, then you question whether they should be fired. But the ones that have good enough work, you better keep them in. And you cannot just wash everything away. I told you this before. You need to have what is in the past not working, what is working, and what changes do you think need to be one and done. And then 4, what is the future of this in relationship, what the future to our restoration? And then we need to see in our country, what is our end result? Like in happiness, in happiness is your end result. But what are the main things that we're going to work on in America to restore our country? What is the most important? and that is justice for the people. Why would we open the borders with all those immigrants when we have homeless across America? 17,000, not 70,000. Now listen, I'm so shocked. 170 foreclosures in America, homes. That is showed in that Democratic man, which he has some very good points, but I disagree with him, brother. They talking about compassion. They decompassion America when there's homeless, so many in Arizona, so many in Los Angeles, so many in Florida, all Philadelphia, St. Louis, all those, Minnesota or Maryland. Where is it? Look it up. There's 3 the states that need to be all fixed. Across the whole nation, there's many homeless. Just like our Treasury Secretary said, many have been crushed, 50%, but it's more. But I believe we're going to fix this, but we cannot close all the offices. We have to look it up. Look at my eye is tearing from the sadness of the cry of all those people lost their homes, 170,000, because they told me they knew who I was when I went to those states. And BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard, we need to say and look at on the other side, we're blessed that they bought it instead of an elite communist. But on the other hand, they need to help us to put back those homes in the people's pocket, the people to go back their homes. And how are we going to do that? We have to decrease inflation and jobs, and the interest rate has to go down. And they also have control of the stock market. So who has the pockets? How did fate get to allow all BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard and the stock market owned? Okay, how does that happen? What do you think? So we need to go to them and ask to help us in direction, to lead us in allowing to open their pockets in direction. But I believe it has the main over the long term, and even the present now, not the past, but the past, present now, is education skills that are proven to run a country and a state. If you look at states that are doing well, the people are more higher educated and they have skills. They have jobs. And that's why our beautiful Elon Musk, we need to tell him, my brother, America cannot be ran by like your beautiful offices of your companies, you great man. Okay, God also gave you, you're a great man, okay? We can't deny that, and you are blessed. And you are a Nebuchadnezzar, but you have to be a Cyrus. You cannot fire all the people. It says in Daniel 4 that we need to take care of the needy first, and those people all cannot be fired. We need to work with them, and anyways, correct who's going to pay the what is it called, unemployment, because I'm independent, so I never get it. I don't ask for it. I've never got unemployment. Now we need to come together with truth. Now let's go on, and this relates to the immigrants, because this was a plan to take down America. That's what I believe. But there's 170,000 foreclosures, and BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard own them, okay? And we need to come together and ask. And you know, and I'll put this in, that we have a covenant, just like the beautiful countries, Dubai and Saudi Arabia, our beautiful friend Saudi Arabia. Did you see that? President Trump has a big business, of over 1 trillion business company with Saudi Arabia to do business for America and workers. Isn't that great? That's excellent. He also has one with Apple, another big company. But I want to tell you that we have a covenant. It's called the Continental Congress Covenant of 1774. This is in my book. I'm reading from my book, In God's Power, America Save Her Legacy, Lisa Luciardi. We have a covenant of 1774 before we became a complete country of 1776, that we ask God to direct us. We follow in obedience, and then our country will be protected. Same like the Jews. But we are not going to kill all the people off. That's relative. We're going to fire all the people and kill and take away their life on these offices. We also, on the other hand, we have to take all those Palestinians out. If we're going to do any bombing, take them out. Take those Palestinians out if you're going to do bombing. Many have been killed. I asked in the beginning, and I'm not getting off topic. This all relates. This is a world controls, economic controls, world war, geopolitical powers. Do you understand? That control all things in everything we do. So we can't make decisions on our own first office, just one little office. You have to look at the contradictions of everything. This is very serious, and that's why we do need Netanyahu to help us and protect us, because the Brotherhood does want to take down Western civilization and Christians and Jews. And it shows by the fact, where are all those I want those hostages out now. They need to be gone. God is shaking in his boots, and it's terrible. We want those hostages out, and that's the same thing they do, Hamas and Hezbollah. They use people for human shields to decide their political ideology, and that in the most treacherous way. This is serious. That needs to be done. Let's go on. I'm writing a list of all the things that are happening, and I'm questioning why would they let all those immigrants? Because that's a big factor of our problem in America, because we're more in danger we've ever been in America. We're in more danger than we've ever been in America because open borders, and there's geopolitical problems all the way through. Offices are open up, fentanyl, and they talk about war like that terrible. I made a song about the soldiers on the land gave their life for us. I'm a singer, and for some reason I can't get my songs. They won't hook up on Facebook. I wanted to tell you, it's so sad that they give their life to us. You know how many people we lost last year in 2023, 2024? It was 2024 or 2023. Look it up. It's 73,000, 78,000 from fentanyl. That's a war on drugs, war on people. That comes through mostly the border. And by the way, Mexico has an airline where they could come through there. This is very serious. And then we need, why didn't they work on the EMFs, the problems, and why didn't they restore the inner cities? Those inner cities, like St. Louis and all those inner cities have problems. There's 3 states, look it up, that are completely gone and completely need to be restored. Why didn't they do that instead of let all the immigrants? And there's many homeless, and the homeless it's blatant. It's right there in Los Angeles, right there in Arizona, in Florida areas, in Philadelphia, all those areas. Why didn't they solve that issue first? Let's continue to think about all those things. Why didn't they take care of the chemical spraying that they spray in the skies? Why didn't they take care of the CCP vaccinations and do mediation and ask for monies from each state because of their negligence? Why? They have negligence. They have negligence of, listen, they have negligence of, they have negligence, okay?